Hello, viewers of Anti Imperialist from TV. Today, in our channel, we will conduct an interview with İhsan Cibelik, a member of Grup Yorum who is in Europe today, working on the recent anthem of resistance, Folk Dance of Victory. Hello, İhsan Cibelik. You are really welcome, and we are grateful that you are here today with us.
Thank you very much. Hello to everybody and to you.
Now, we can start our questions. Grup Yorum presented the victory with resistance to all the people of the world. Our immortal soul Helin, our starlit-haired Ibrahim became a voice of deaf ears. The resistance for beginning and in the duration of this resistance, you as comrades of Grup Yorum and members in Europe, how did you conduct the study? How did you feel?
Yes. First, I said you please don't ask me so difficult questions, but this is not a difficult question. Okay, I can answer it. It's difficult for us to express our feelings in Europe because, first of all, we wanted to be instead of their places. We are here, but this is not with our willing. This is by force and by the pressures of the government we came here. But our comrades started resisting. First of all, we wanted to be instead of their places. Because this is very difficult resistance, we know, and this we assumed and we estimated that the death fast is not very easy to stand to continue, and at last, if our demands cannot be accepted, we also decide even to death we will insist on our demands. So this is very difficult. As somebody knows, in prisons, I had been also in prison before, and in 2000 and 2007 period, there was a great resistance in prisons of Turkey. I was there, and yeah, like lots of our comrades, I also was participated in the death path resistance. I know what is the feelings. I know what is the pains. What can be lived in death fast, and because of this, also I myself wanted to be instead of my comrades. We were talking not very frequently, but we were talking with phone with our comrades. We made a song. Not we. They made a song in prison. We arranged it, and we asked from Helin to give her voice to this song. She accepted. She sang this song, and we published it in the internet. And the last 2 days or 4 days before Ibrahim's death, I also called Ibrahim, and I wanted to hear his voice also. But he was very tired, couldn't speak. But yeah, for our comrades, we did not stop even 1 minute in Europe. We continue. We are now also continue to spread their voices, to spread our demands to the world. We did not stop. We tried to spread their voices all over the world, and we made aware the world of Grup Yorum and Grup Yorum's resistance. And because of this, we can say that the government of the Turkish government could not be successful for his aim, because we proved that Grup Yorum cannot be silenced, Grup Yorum cannot be criminalized, Grup Yorum cannot be isolated from people. Everybody came and gave hands to Grup Yorum. So Grup Yorum has been surrounded by the people's lovely hands and lovely supports. This is very important. And we, being in Europe, we are always live till our life, our death, till our death, the last instance of our death, with their memory, with their aims, and with their plans about the world. We will realize it. We will work to realize these plans, these aims, these very, very, very beautiful thoughts. We are also comrades. We also these thoughts are our common thoughts, our common aims. I can say like these things, and maybe some very special feelings we have, but it's very different. It's very difficult to express them by words or by something else. Maybe we can express them by our music, by some arts. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
As our starlet heard Ibrahim said, from Latin America to Antarctica, throughout these periods, the resistance from Europe to Latin America became epic everywhere. How the support from Europe and the other countries, how the people of Europe, organization, intellectual, artists welcomed the resistance.
Yes. Here, like you, we have lots of friends, lots of comrades willingly come together and started to work in for the resistance, and made in Europe, especially in Europe, made aware of the struggle. Lots of in lots of countries they have some connections, and from Ireland, from England, from Austria, from Sweden, from even from Bangladesh. Lots of people, lots of left-wing artists, lots of Democrats send messages, support messages, and they wanted what we can do for this struggle. They say we learned that there is a music group like Grup Yorum, and the history. We sent the information about our 35 years history, what we did in this history, how we continue to struggle to stand up against fascism. So every people affected, and lastly, in the last instance, in the last resistance, they said when they hear about Death Fest, they surprised, and in the first they could not understand what is Death Fest or what is hunger strike. They couldn't think that somebody, even some artists, musician, any musician any musician must do some resistance, some methods of resistance, but what is hunger strike? They couldn't understand first. And even they couldn't understand death fast. But we told them that hunger strike is the fact that it announces its messages not to the enemy, not to the government, not to the some institutions, but to the hearts of people. So this is the last chance and this is the last instance of the resistance because against lots of pressures we created lots of creative methods to resistance to resist these pressures. They restricted our concerts. We made the concerts uh, in the over the buildings roofs. We made some concerts in internets. We made lots of things, but they also restricted, and they at last came to our uh, culture culture center, took our people, put in prison, and the rest they sentenced to be wanted by rewards, like Texas, wanted for some dollars. Yeah, but at last, Ibrahim and Helin, yeah, first we started a hunger strike to express our position, to express our position, and we had four demands: stop restrictions over our concerts, get free our people, stop the process of the courts, yeah, some punishment. They try to make trials, etc. These are, and we at last with justice. We wanted justice, and we wanted freedom for Grup Yorum. And the last concrete demand was give us a concert date so that we will understand that you will understand our demands. Yes, these were our demands, and for these demands, our friends made a hunger strike, and death. They turned it to a death fast. At first, lots of people did not understand this, but at last, everybody get over, everybody supported, and even after Helen's death, the support all over the world standed up, let me say, because yeah, we cannot measure how they tried to make lots of things. They made songs, they made some demonstrations, they made videos, they give their messages lots in lots of ways, and wrote letters to government. They yeah, even in the houses they informed everybody. They informed everybody who they know, and so the resistance, the effect of the resistance, spread it all over the world. At first, it was not very well understood, but at last it was understood, and now we have again win because we have won because they could not isolated us all over the world. The Democrat artisans, intellectuals, and lots of people knows Grup Yorum and loves Grup Yorum. This is the victory of Ibrahim, Helin, and the resistance in general.
This is a reality. This is the big job of this resistance. And then
Yeah.
the people can realize how is important is to be musicians, artists, revolutionaries, give themselves to the resistance for their people, because this is very important, and this is the different point of view of cultural, political point of view, Grup Yorum, and this is very important that you explain, İhsan, because many people, they don't know in Europe, and you are right about this. And this is very good that you explained so good. We can continue with the other question with you. The group has sacrificed a lot to sing their songs and to perform their art. For years, shot tapes, charges, tortures, closed institutions, arrests, many incidents have occurred since 1985. And today, the group has existed with the roots of the resistance that Grup Yorum has received from the past and the understanding of folk artistry. Grup Yorum has written to the history in Turkey with the revolutionary struggle songs. In 2020, they gave two martyrs, together with Helin and Ibrahim on their 35-year-long roads. What makes Grup Yorum so strong and concerts with the public advocate ties it's connected?
Yes. At the first date when we can come together, Grup Yorum established and said that we are Grup Yorum. Before this, Grup Yorum, the members of Grup Yorum and also the members of some other groups were supporting some events in Turkey. For example, the workers, they were making graves against strikes against the bosses. We were there. Some poor people who made their homes not legally, but they must do their homes in the land of state. Their homes, their homes were disturbed because of by the police force and some instruments, some vehicles. They were resisting, and we were going there. In Turkey, where there's a pressure over people, we were going and we were singing songs. So we know our people, we know our poor people's life, and we were also the children of the poor peoples. So maybe we are we were university students in the universities. Some maybe we will be some artisans, some intellectuals, some lots of work, maybe higher, some works with high salaries, high wage. Maybe we can be very rich, etc. But we did not choose this way. We chose to turn our eyes, our lookings to our people, because the future, even if there will be a future, if there will be a future that human beings can live free, can live in freedoms, rights and freedoms, it can be gained just by the great struggle. The history showed us this. So we believe that we have to make our songs for these people. And we took, we came from a root, from an article root, let me say, musical root, that in Anatolia, it is very, very, very rich. There is a very, very rich history and the great background of our music. The folk music, very rich, even Remetico, even Horon, Halay, lots of music, Kurdish music, Armenian music, Turkish music, Pomak music, etc., etc. Lots of music styles there. So we fed our brains, our our feelings with these songs, with these sounds, with these, and we try to make it with the yeah, Western ties, maybe let me say, from tradition to a modern type, and we sing our songs. The lyrics of our songs are also uh, has to show the people the real the real solutions of their problems, and we have to give hope to people, because somebody says no, there cannot be, nothing can be changed because they are very powerful and they make presses of no, uh, everything can be changed. You will change everything, and in the future, yes, we will win because we are right. This message was very important. Yeah, when we do this in 35 years, lots of times, we have taken to police stations, we have taken to prisons, our cultural centrums has been destroyed by police, etc., etc. But the last period, 2016, after 2015 and 16, the AKP regime government decided something different. They decided to stop to kill Grup Yorum, to stop and to kill Grup. Grup Yorum cannot be as existed after this pressure. They hope that. So this was another type of pressure. The maybe when we compare these pressures with the others earlier pressures, we can see the difference that the earlier pressures maybe tries to limit ourselves, tries to limit, to make a little bit silence, a little bit low voices maybe. But this time, this time the pressure says stop, stop, and no existence. Yeah, they kill, they get rid of Grup Yorum. Everybody will say Grup Yorum is a history. There is no Grup Yorum, and after now, there will be nobody or no any group like Grup Yorum. And this is an, let me say, this is a, an announcement. Attention, attention! If you do like this, you will be your end will be like this. This is very important. So the resistance had been very, very, very powerful against this. So we had to sacrifice maybe our lives, and our Helin and our Ibrahim showed this, that yeah, when we try some freedoms to gain, some freedoms and rights, we try to keep some freedom and rights, even in the even we have to sacrifice our lives. They showed us. Yeah, we know this from history, and we will continue to make lots of songs, hopeful songs. We will show everybody the way of struggle and the way of how they can change the world and why they had to change the world. We want to continue this. We will continue this because this is also our promise to our comrades, our martyrs.
You last released the folk dance of victory. This march is very beautiful music with lyrics tells about the resistance. How was the process of preparation on the recording while preparing of the anthem? The Death Fast describes our resistance and our victory very nicely. Thanks to everyone, we want to describe this process.
Yeah, yeah. I can say just not very much words, but this is the preparation. The preparation is first Helin and Ibrahim. You know, Helin and Ibrahim created it in a history. So when we said us, yeah, we are the some seven nodes. Ibrahim has said from Antarctica to Latin America, everybody heard our voices. Yeah, this is one word of our lyric. And yeah, in generally, for the group Yorum, everybody says, yeah, you are the commanders of the seven nodes. But we took this lyric also for the our comrades. Our comrades are the real commanders of the seven nodes, and we not just seven nodes. The commanders of how to struggle, how to yeah, but they are musicians and they protected to the right of the right and freedom of singing for the people. So they are the commanders. They are the commanders of the fight. So they are the commanders of the seven notes also, because the songs has to be made for the people for the struggle. And our yeah, lots of words had come to our hands from everywhere. We were also thinking, all of our comrades were thinking. Yeah, as maybe you know, we are working collectively in every part of our songs. Maybe I can make a song here, but this is just the first notes of the. Maybe I can finish, but everybody's thoughts, everybody's decisions, everybody's feelings, everybody's additional participation, it comes a different another thing. So this song has also created like this, and we are very glad that everybody loved this song. Everybody felt that their feelings and their thoughts are in the song. Uh, it's very good, but we can just say that the writers of this song is Helin and Ibrahim at first, and then all the people, all the our comrades who supported this struggle, this mm, resistance.
This flag, left to us by our justice fighters Ibrahim, Helin and Mustafa, now is in the hands of the people's lawyers Ibrahim Tik and Aytat Sunzal, and the revolutionary prisoners Dide Makman and Özgür Karakaya. Resistance continue, hunger for justice grows, support actions and messages are coming from all over the world. Our comrades in Turkey are constantly working. What are you doing now? How is our work going? Do you have message for the resistance?
Yes, we are working like uh, Ibrahim and Helin were when they were continuing the struggle. What we do, we again continue now to do it because yes, as you said, the flag is now um, in the hands of the Ebru, Aytaç, Özgür, and Didem. They are our comrades. They are the Ebru and Aytaç are our lawyers, but not any lawyer like a commercial lawyer, like some other lawyer. They are also our comrades because they came to us in prisons. They came to police stations. They came to all the courts. They created another way of thinking about law. What is law? What is rights and freedoms? And what is the real legal rules? These rules cannot combine, cannot make people, lawyers, uh, limit. Lawyers cannot be limited by the laws or by some written texts. They said lawyers are the defenders of the rights. So they created another way of thinking about law, about lawyer and law, and uh, they practice this in another way that yeah, AKP Yorum also were very they didn't want this to continue, and they made very injustice trials, and so they sentenced them also. These are the same pressures over Grup Yorum, over lawyers, over the prisoners, and over all over the country, the, to the people who are trying to change something, who are trying to defend freedoms. So our lawyers has to continue this struggle, because the main sentence, the main sense of this struggle, the main sense of this resistance was and are was and is justice. Justice. What is justice? Yeah, they want uh, come across to ourselves and put your sentences. We will also put our proofs. We in the worlds of the in the eyes of the world, we will make the process, and you will see that who is right, what is lawful, what is injustice. But because there is some liars who in the police station, they made some men who yeah, they put some sentences, and these people, these liars, uh, signed them. The proof is the sentences who were prepared by the police and signed by the some people, uh, by pressure and by also torture. They had been gained by the government like liars. In what they prepare, they can sign against, they use against our people. But this cannot be accepted. This is also uh, about Mustafa. Yeah, by Mustafa. Mustafa has created a table, created a real photograph of what it what is fascism in Turkey, and make how they can make one people to be sentenced uh, to be sentenced imprisonment of death, deathly imprisonment. Yeah, and Mustafa also put a table that if somebody believes if somebody believes that justice is the most important thing, if somebody believes and decides to resist, nobody and no power can be gained over him. He also proved this, and this struggle is continuing. We, being Group Yorum members, are working. We are making meetings. We are making conferences. We are making songs. We are making our people and our the intellectuals aware of the struggle continuing by lawyers and our prisoners, our comrades. So in the world also, they also were known now. Somebody who knows Grup Yorum also knows the struggle of the lawyers and the struggle of the prisoners now. We are continuing to resist. We are continuing to support and to spread the voice of the resistance now.
We would like to thank you very much for doing this interview with us. We are really thankful, and we are telling to you, İhsan Cibelik, all your best in your work. It's very important, this interview, because you really describe the situation and what is the importance of death fast resistance, and how the people, because really they don't know, as you said, about the meaning of death fast resistance, generally the hunger strike. This is a very good opportunity to extend the political idea of death fast resistance. Also, we want to tell again one more time that every Saturday from 20 of June, it's in whole Europe solidarity hunger strike for one day. We want to tell one more time that in this period we must extend our voices to support death fast resistance in Turkey until their demands must be accepted. And again one more time that to fight against fascism, imperialism and injustice, it's not a crime, it's a duty. Thank you very much.